Okay, so yesterday we gone through some introduction of smart forms and Adobe forms and the differences between smart forms and Adobe forms. We have also discussed the features and how to trigger these print layouts from the programs. So today we'll
Yes.
create some examples. Okay, we'll create a smart form. So what is the transaction code for smart form?
Smart form.
Yes,
Smart form is the
smartphone.
transaction code. SMARTFORMS. Okay, smart forms is the transaction code.
Yes.
So here we have form, style, and text module. Form is to create the smart form and design the layout. And style, the style is used to set font and the size of the text, alignment. This kind of formatting changes we create in smart styles. And text module is a reusable text. Okay, so basically most of the times we used to create smart forms in forms. Okay, remaining two things, whenever we need to use any formatting options, we use smart styles, and any reusable text in the smart form, we use text modules.
Next one.
Let's create a sample smart form. I'll create like this: JDF demo sales data. Create the form. So this is the smart form. Here
Yes.
in this area, we are going to design the print layout, where we need to keep the logo, where you want to print the address, where you want to print the tabular data, where you want to print the terms and conditions. In the form layout, we can design. If you want to hide this, click on Form Painter, right? Form Painter is used to design the layout. For now, first observe the basic options available in smart forms. So here observe the form interface. This is called form interface, this section. What do we call this?
Form
Yeah,
interface
what are the
section.
options in form interface? We have
Then form attributes.
form attributes, form interface,
Form
and
interface.
global
Verifications.
definitions, right? Go to form attributes. What can you see here? Properties of the smart form, output options. So we have different types of outputs for smart form: standard output, XSF output,
Excessive.
and HTML output, right? So mostly we go with standard output, but sometimes we use HTML or XSF outputs. Okay, and
Yes.
the other important option is page format. In form attributes, in output options, page format. What is the size of your page print output? A4, A3, A5, right? Here you are going to select
Sir.
your page size. Okay, so each page contains its own measurement. Okay,
Yes.
clear? And this is how many characters you want to print per inch, right? Lines per inch. Style, I told you, right? Smart styles we can create. That style you can configure here, so that whatever the formatting options created in that smart style will be automatically applied to the entire smart form. Okay,
Yes.
what is the font size, what is the uh, font, right? Everything will be applied. Okay,
Yes.
now go to general attributes. General attributes, you can see who created it, when it is created, who changed it last time, it is changed. This kind of options. So we have very important option in smart forms, or that is called translation, language translation, automatic language translation. Okay. So if you select that, like we use a separate transaction code for language translations, but here you can enable, right, into selected languages. If you want to translate your form into only specific languages, or do not translate into all languages. So by default, into all languages is selected. If you want to translate your form into only specific languages, enter the, so something wrong with the form. It's not working properly. Let me open again.
So Pravlika logged out, sir, due to server problem.
Okay, fine. Where is it? In attributes. Yeah. So here you can provide the option whether you are going to enable this form for language translation or not. Okay. So if you enable for language translation, once the language translation is applied, so whatever the text available in smart form, right, it will automatically converted into a specific language. Okay. For example, if you take any
Yes, sir.
multinational company, they're going to operate in different countries, right? In one country, they want to display text in English. In other country, they need to display text in German, right? For example, if they are operating in Spain, they have to display text in Spanish, right?
Yes, sir.
But the content is same, right? But the language is different. So at that time, language translation is helpful. It will automatically translate the text into the target language. Clear? Yeah. Now go to form
Yes, sir.
interface. Now go to form interface. Is it not familiar for you? Import, export tables.
Yes, sir.
So
It
I'm
is
saying that
familiar.
we are going to design logos, windows, and we need to display data here, right? But from where the data is being populated? So we need to have a driver program, and we need to call smart form, and we need to pass that data in the form of importing parameters. How to trigger a smart form? Using a function module, right?
Yes,
Yes or
sir.
no? Using a smart
Yes,
form function module.
yes, sir.
So function
Yes.
module contains importing parameters, and by passing the data to the importing parameters, we're going to display that data here. For that, we need to define those importing parameters here, right? It is very similar to your normal function module. How to define importing parameters using structure or using table type. If you use structure, that will act as a work area like structure.
Work carry.
If you define with the help of table type, that will act as a
Internal
internal
table.
table. If you want to pass multiple records or to display the tabular data, we use table type. Okay.
Yes, sir.
To display only single record,
We can define it
structure
with the
able.
structure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Export. If you want to return any output from smart form to the driver program, we define export. And tables, you know what is tables for? Tables used for, it is to display, or it is to accept or display the tabular data, internal table like data. But since we can use table types, right, we don't need to use tables because it is obsolete option, like yes. And exceptions, you can design, you can define the custom exceptions. There are some standard exceptions like formatting error, internal error, send error. You can also define your own exceptions, right? It is close to your function module, right? Defining, importing, exporting parameters. So when we define importing parameters, when we need to send data from driver program, right?
Yes, sir.
But sometimes we write program in the smart form itself. All the business logic we implement in the smart form itself. At the time, this may not required. Okay. So there are two options to get the data. We can we can select the data from different tables using some condition in driver program and pass that data to smart form function module. That is one way. The other way is select data from different tables inside the smart form, right? And display the data. There are two options, but what is recommended? It is always recommended to use very minimal code in smart form. Always try to implement your business logic inside driver program and pass it to the smart form function module. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Now go to global definitions. So importing exporting is to integrate with the driver program to pass the data or to return the output data. What is global definitions? Global definitions are local to the smart form, where you can define work area like structures, internal table like structures, or variable like structures, variable like variables. Here in global definitions and use that data in the form. Okay, you can define like any other attributes in the class methods. Just like it is very similar to attributes in the class method, right? So for example, let me define one variable or work area ls underscore mara type mara. So we defined one work area in the global definitions.
Yes,
These are local to smartphone. Okay. In types,
yes, sir.
you can define type structures and use those type structures to define global data.
Table. Yes, sir.
Okay. You can
Yes,
define
sir.
global data attributes just like this. What is this? GTY underscore data.
Table.
Sorry,
It's
what
a
is
table
it?
type.
Yeah,
Table type
it's a
name.
table type. It's a table type. So in global data, for example, LT underscore data, right? You can use like this to define internal table like structures. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Instead of standard work areas or standard structures or tables, you can also use the type structures, which we define in types. Now, ls mara acts as work area like structure and lt data acts as internal table like structure,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So in code initialization, you can write your code. You can write your select statements to select the code into global definition objects. Okay. You need to provide the input parameter and you need to pass the output parameter here. For example, the output parameter here is lt underscore data. Okay. Input is, for example, some im underscore matner. Like this, you have to pass. Okay. Clear? In code installation, you can write your select statements, sub app code. Okay. In currency and quantity fields, if you have any currency and quantity fields in your smart form, Importing parameters are global definitions. What you need to do? You need to provide the reference here,
Um,
right? For example, ls underscore mara. What is the reference field?
means
For example, mara works. Okay, currency. Like that, you have to pass the reference
yes, sir.
for currency and quantity fields. It is same for Adobe Forms also. You have to pass the reference. If you have any currency and quantity fields in your form interface, importing parameters are in the global declarations, global definitions. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, here, this pages and windows, where you can create pages and windows. What are the different types of windows?
Main window,
Open main window,
secondary window, final
copies window,
window.
final window.
Yeah. Here, if you want multiple pages with different formattings, you need to create multiple pages, page 1 and page 2, right? If you want to have same formatting and that page should be repeated, one page is enough. And you need to create one main window inside that page so that the text will be populated to the next page.
Next pages.
But if you want two different pages where you'll be having two different data, right? At that time, you need to create one more page. Right click, create page, page 2. Here you will be having its page 1. Again, you can create the windows inside the page 2 also. Okay, depends on your
Okay, sir.
requirement. You need to create the pages. By default, one page will be created, and also
Yes,
one main window
main
is
window.
automatically created,
Yes,
right?
yes, sir.
If you want, you can change the page name. I'm changing it to main page. This is window. You can also change the window name if you want, right? What is the type of the window? Let me delete
It's a
that.
main window.
Main
Creating a
Main.
window. Select main window. So the type of the window is main window.
main
Main.
window.
Okay, you can change the names if you want. Now,
Yes, sir.
that is the window type. You can select any of the type available: main, secondary, copies, and final. Go to output options. Position and size. If you want any margins, left margin, top margin, define the margins. If you want to
Yes, sir.
display that data available in that main window in a box shape, select that corresponding box shape. Color, shading color, the window color, right? You can select your own
Yes,
required
sir.
color. That is output options. Then go to conditions. What is this condition? This is very important. For example, we are processing multiple customers, right? When customer A is populated, then I want to display one main window. Otherwise, if customer B, then I want to display other window, right? Depends on some condition. I want to display the data inside this window. For example, if company code is 100, I want to display this data. If company code is 200, I want to display data inside this main window too. How to add that condition?
Yes,
For example, take your importing parameter structure, ls underscore mara. Let's take material type, right? Hyphen mtrt equal to, you have different options: equal to, not equal to, greater than, equal to, uh, FERT. Then when material type is FERT, then only this window data will be displayed, right? Like that, you
Yes.
can also add condition to this. If material type is CERT, then only this main window will be
First, the
displayed.
main window will be displayed.
Otherwise, it won't display on the print layout. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is how you can dynamically print the data. Okay. Same applies to logos also. Sometimes we need to display the logo dynamically. For example, if you are executing that for an Indian company, you need to display a separate logo. And if you are executing for a different country, you need to display separate company logo. At the time, you
Yes.
can add the conditions, right? Okay.
Okay,
I'm
sir.
deleting for now. So yeah, now go to form layout, form painter. Where is our main window? Yeah, this is our main window. Let me expand. I'm not displaying anything in it. I need a logo, right? Just take a sample form. So I need a logo here. Some logo, right? I just want to display some logo here. How to display the logo? Create one window.
So, sir,
What type of window is suitable for logo?
secondary window.
Scroll this. So this window is created by default. Main window is created. Select it as secondary window. Now place this secondary window here. So inside the secondary window, this secondary window, what I need to display? I'll name this. I'll add some. I'll change the name to it. Okay. Now go to the window. Right click on the
Yes, sir.
window. Create. What do we need to display?
Logo.
Logo, right?
No.
Graphic.
Yes, sir.
Select graphic. Okay. Select graphic. This is
Yes,
to
sir.
display the logos.
Logos.
Okay. Now provide the
Yes, sir.
graphic name. So from where you need to get this?
SC17.
SC78.
SC78. Or you can also use F4 help here,
Okay.
but you can also search from here.
Yesterday we created my logos.
Z
Yesterday we
demo my
created.
logo. This is our logo, right?
Yes, sir.
So copy this name, enter the name. The object is bitmap, graphics bitmap ID.
Okay, sir.
ID is BMAP,
Bitmap.
right?
Okay.
And it is a color image. And here you can apply the resolution to increase or decrease the size of the logo. Okay.
Yes,
You
sir.
can use different resolutions to increase or decrease the size of the logo. And output options, same like window, you can add some borders or shadings. And conditions, if you want to display the logo by using some
Okay.
condition, you can add that condition here. You can also add
Yes,
multiple
sir.
conditions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you can also have additional event like if you want to
On
display this
first page
logo
only.
only on the first page, or
Not on first
excluding
page.
first page, you want to display on remaining pages, or After end of the main window, right?
Before
Before
any
end of the
window.
main window only, like that, you can add the events.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So logo is configured. Next, let's display some address. Okay. Let's
Yes,
create one
sir.
address window for address. Now, what I need to display in the address? Let me adjust the form. So here I want to display the address.
Address.
Go to the window, right click, create address. You can display address in multiple ways. How can you how to represent the address? That what is the table that represent address of customers, business partners, vendors? What is the table for address master data? ADRC, right? In ADRC we have ADRNR. So we used to link customer master data and their corresponding address, or vendors and their corresponding address, using ADRNR.
ADS. ADS.
If you go to S11, go to KNA1, execute. Some 16. So how to get this address? Get his address. We should have a somewhere we should have a field called address number, ADRNR, for the detailed address. Let me check first. Is it available in? Yeah, ADRNR is here. This is address number. Let me find the address number. Fields for selection. Let me add address number, and I'll select records which is having address number. Double click, not equal to space, so that it will select all the records which is having some address number, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the address number. If you take customer 1, this is the address number. Where you can check this address?
ADS.
ADRC.
This is very important. Like whenever you need to select the address, right, you have to check for address number, and you need to enter that address number in ADRC. Okay,
Yes, sir.
enter the address number. So this is the address of the
Environment.
vendor.
Yes, sir.
This is the address of the vendor. Let's take this address number, and I'm hard coding this. Okay, for just to show the example, you can also use different address number. So what are the options here? We can use organizational address, personal
Organizational
address.
personal
Personal address
address.
means employee address, workplace, and what is the other one? Dynamically, we can also define it.
Yes,
Here
sir.
also we have output options like borders, conditions. Conditions are same for any window. Okay, any window or
Okay,
individual
sir.
element. You can add the conditions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I've added some address window. Now let's test till this step. Check, activate. You need to add it to a package. For now, I'm adding it to local object. But please make sure when you are working in the projects, you'll be provided with a transport request number. You have to add that to the transport request by using a proper package name. Activate the smart form. I
Yes,
think it
sir.
is already activated. Now execute. This is the function module that is generated. Execute this. No inputs because we did not define any importing parameters. Print preview or print preview. So this is the company address and this is the logo,
Yes, sir.
right? If you
Yes,
want to
sir.
increase or decrease the size of this logo, you can use that resolution option. Logo and resolution option. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let me define one importing parameter. Do we have any structures we created for any reports? We can reuse the same. Otherwise, I'll show you one simple example. I'll define one importing parameter for material data or customer data. KNA1 ls type. I'm taking the complete table reference. Okay. What is the alternative?
Yes, sir.
Create a structure with required fields and use that structure here instead of the complete table reference. Clear?
Yes,
KN,
Yes, sir.
let me take it LA, LSKNA1. Now I need to display the customer ID and customer name, the other details in the smart form as a header data. For that, I'll create one window. That is secondary window. That is for header data. Inside this, what I need to display? The customer ID, customer name, this kind of details, right? For
yes,
that,
sir.
what I need to create? Text. Okay.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
adjust. Let me adjust the window. Drag here. Expand this. So here I need to display the header data like customer name, customer ID, right? Now, here it will display in the text. Here it will display a word-based editor. You can just directly enter the details here. Okay, clear? Now let's test. This is hard-coded text. It's not a dynamic text. Okay, whatever you type here, that will be displayed. Test this.
Yes, sir.
So now we have importing parameter.
Yes.
Anyway, we are not populating. So this is the
Yes,
data,
sir.
header data. Now we need to display the dynamic data, which is coming from the driver program through the importing parameter, right? Now, how to define those importing parameter details? We cannot directly type here. Go to text editor. Okay. Go to text editor to define the dynamic data. Okay, which is coming from, sorry, not here. First, I want to display customer ID. I'll use some straight line just as a separator. Okay. Customer ID. Customer ID, it is a label and the value should come from driver program. How to insert that? Use this.
Yes, sir.
Insert field. Insert
Okay,
field.
sir.
What is the importing parameter? ls underscore kna1. What is the field name? Kunar, right?
Yes, sir.
Customer number.
Yes. Insert field. No. You have to enclose this in this symbol. Okay. This dynamic data.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If you observe this, it is highlighted, right? You should enclose
Yes, sir.
that with these symbols. Whatever the dynamic data, you have to populate like this. Customer name and whatever the name populated from driver program. Use insert symbol, enclose this ls underscore. You can also use global declarations here. Okay, hyphen name one. Save. Let's test this. Activated. Let me pass some sample data. Customer ID is some value. Name is test name. Okay,
Sir.
print preview. Okay, whatever the data populating from program will be printed here.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
like that you can create different windows and display your data. But when you need to expand the data to next page, in which window you need to place that? In main window. Okay, here create the text in main window. If you want to expand or if you want to populate that text to the second page, if first page is not enough, in which window you need to create that such kind of text?
Main
In
window.
main window. Okay,
Yes, sir.
if the text is fixed width, then you can use
Secondary
secondary window,
window.
right? So we'll stop here and we'll go to our program, driver program. We'll create a sample driver program. I'll show you one option. Huh. Here we have an option, right? Page protection. In output
Yes,
options
sir.
of main window, we have a page protection checkbox. What do you mean by page protection? That is like this. Let me copy some text. I just need some text to be populated here. For example, I'm displaying some text here, right? In the first page, let's assume it is very lengthy text. I want to make sure this paragraph, right? The entire paragraph should print on the same page. Okay,
Yes, sir.
few lines should not print on the first page and few lines should not print on the second page.
Second page.
If length is not enough, the complete paragraph should print on next page, right? To activate that behavior, what you need to select? This page protection option. Okay,
Oh,
clear?
okay, sir.
It will make sure the complete paragraph will print in the same page. That might be in the first page or next page. Okay, if first page is not enough,
Yes,
it will
sir.
print
Second
that
page.
complete paragraph into the second page.
Got it, sir.
Yeah. Page protection option, it is very important interview question also. Now we have created a sample form. Let's call this form in the program. Let's create a program. In SC38, create a print program. We call it as driver program. That doesn't mean that it is a
Yes,
separate.
sir.
It is just like a normal report program what we created.
Yes, sir.
Save it. Save it to the local object. Whatever the events we need, start of selection. I'll just take one parameter.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember the data element. Okay, I'll take it like this. I'll use table name hyphen field name.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've selected one single record from KNA1. If and if, then I need to call, I need to print the smart form. Okay, with this data. So I've selected very basic select statement. I've implemented very basic select statement, but in general, you may need to implement joins, loops, and you need to build one final internal table. You're already familiar with that, right? And on the final internal table data, or if it is a single record, that work area data, you need to call the smart form. How to call the smart form?
SS function
That is a
module
prerequisites. You
name.
can directly call the smart form function module. It will work.
No, but we have to use SS one.
Copy this function module, go to pattern, call the function module. Okay, and these are all optional. Remove this, pass the data. Both are compatible or not? LSKNA1 and this WAKNA1. What is LSKNA1? We defined it with reference to the complete table, right? KNA1.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
here,
sir.
what are the fields we are selecting? All the fields from the table, right?
Yes, sir.
Both are compatible or not?
But
Yeah, both contain same fields in the same order, right? So that you can pass here. That's it. Enable the exceptions. Sometimes these inline declarations may not work here as importing parameters. Okay, let me try.
okay, sir.
Execute. Customer 1, it is available, I believe. Print preview. Yeah, MZ vendor, right?
Yes, sir.
Try different. Print preview. Vendor 1 for some different vendor, right?
16.
I think it's not available. You need to validate it, right? To handle these kind of issues, you need to validate that input.
16.
16.
Think.
Yeah, 16 also available. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So like that, your driver program, we can trigger the smart form from driver program, right? It is working. But when you transport it to the test system, right, you cannot find the same function module in test system. Then
We
what will
use
happen if
this.
you execute a incorrect function module name? Let me change this name. Let me add some junk data. I've added one number 3. Okay. I don't know
Yes,
that
sir.
function module is available or not. Let me try executing how the program will behave when we enter a unknown function module name. This will happen in test system,
Yes, sir.
right?
Error.
Because that function module is not available in that corresponding system. Okay. Now what to do
Yes, sir.
to avoid that? First call.
We will call assistant.
SS.
Assistant function module.
If you don't remember, use star function module name. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Continue. What is the input for this? Form name.
And
Smart form name. What is the smart form name?
yes, sir.
ZF
ZDemo.
demo.
ZF demo.
Always type
Sales data.
softly or use a constant. Okay. Always
Yes, sir.
define it as a constant. Type should be same as this form name of the function module. And what it's going to return? FM name. Enable
Yes, sir.
this importing parameter. Define one variable because inline declarations won't work with function modules. Okay. Let me go to the function module and check what is the type of this form name variable, and I'll define one variable with the same type. Here also form name should be a constant. Okay. Define one
Yes, sir.
constant. Type should be same as this form name. Go and check it in the function module, that constant type. It will work even if you don't use constant, but as per the naming standards, we should use we should not use hard coded text. Okay. We should replace it with constants or text symbols.
Yes. F1. Sir.
Display. Let's check. Okay. Go to importing parameter. Form name. Type is
TDSF
TDSF name.
name.
Or let me define one constant. You can take a reference of this, like you can apply on any other scenario also. Wherever you need to pass the field names. In field catalog also you need to pass the field names, right? There also you need to use constants instead of using field names. And what is the f name? Export. So it will return the function module name.
Yes, sir. FM name.
Type is this. Okay, let me define one. Don't define here, define at the top usually. That's it. Pass that variable here, fm, right? Now what will happen? Let's test the function module first.
Yes,
This should be the
sir.
form name. It's taking time. Okay, anyway, enable the exceptions here. So you are passing the form name to the function my SSF function module, and it will return the function module available in that corresponding system. Okay. Now
Yes, sir.
in place of this hard coded function module, just replace this LVFM, that variable. Okay. That's it. First call your usual function module, right? And test it. And if make sure passing all the required importing parameters, and then call SSF function module on top of it before this FM call, and just replace that function module name with this variable name. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let's test this program. Okay. Activate. So I'm keeping a breakpoint here. Execute. Pass some customer. So here I've taken only single input, but in general you might have multiple inputs, including select options and everything. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Why it is very slow. Okay. Execute. So subars is
Yes, sir.
0, data selected. Now executing the smart form function module, SSF form. By default, LVFM should be initial.
Yes, sir.
So this is the function module available in the current system. Okay. Then
Yes, sir.
we are going to call that function module name here. Okay. Print preview. Clear? Is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In Adobe Forms also the process is same. Only thing is we need to add two more function modules like FP, open job and close job. Okay. And in the next session we'll see how to display the tabular data. There are few other options. We'll check all those options available in Smart Forms. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Comparatively, designing tables are very easy in Adobe Forms. Just drag and drop. In Smart Forms, we need to design table. We need to follow some steps to design the tables. Okay. Yeah. Please concentrate on the interview questions. At least you will get 3-4 interview questions. And I've already discussed about those interview questions in today's class and yesterday's class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Difference between the
Okay then. We'll catch you in next session.